Well, West Lawrence football coach Kagan Mclean is entering his 5th season as the head football coach at the high school. His Raiders looking to make it 3 straight trips to the playoffs this fall. He sat down with our Bill Shanks to preview the season in the Coach's Corner.
Kagan Mclean is with us in the Coach's Corner going into his 5th season as the head coach of the West Lawrence Raiders. Coach, you knew a year ago that you were replacing most of your starters from that great 2019 team when you went 11-2 and won the region. So you kind of knew that last year was going to be a struggle. You went 5-4. I mean, teams go through that. A lot of times after you do have an 11-2 type season, it's hard to follow that up with another one. So what were you able to kind of learn from your young players last year in that season?
Yeah. Going into the season, I mean, we knew it was going to be difficult. We lost 20 out of 22 starters from that 19 team, which posted the best record, best season in school history. And so we knew it was going to be a little bit of a rebuild. Then you throw all the pandemic on top of that, and that just adds, a lot more issues to deal with. But our kids, one thing I learned is they're very resilient. In a rebuild year to still go 5-4 and make the playoffs. I know that, isn't up to the standards of a lot of people, but there was a time at West Lawrence where we never made the playoffs. So coming into last year, making the playoffs for the 6th time in the last 7 years in a rebuilding year, I think is a sign that our kids are working hard and the program is heading in the right direction. But they were very resilient, dealt with a lot of issues, proud of them for that.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Let's talk about your defense for this year, Coach. You do have 7 starters back. And your defense, I mean, it wasn't as good as 2019, but it was still pretty good. You only allowed 18 points per game. And you've got a lot of people coming back in your front 7, don't you?
Yeah, right. We had lost almost everyone on the defense from the year before. We do return 6 of our starting front 7. So I think that'll be the strength of our defense. We got to be physical, got to be able to stop the run. We only returned 1 back in the secondary, so we understand that it's going to be a growth process there. But if our front's good, it's been my experience, if you're good up front, you generally have a chance to be pretty good on defense overall. So hopefully those guys will kind of lead the charge and anchor things down for us. And
real quick, you've got a couple of linebackers that could be playing at the next level as well, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I've got Jathan Willis, who's an inside linebacker. He was an all-region kid last year. Getting some looks for some good schools out there. Caden Snell, an outside linebacker, a senior, received his first offer yesterday from Sterling College. Got another inside linebacker, Evan Guyton, who's just an all-around phenomenal athlete. I think he will be picking up offers as well as our other outside linebacker, Javen Ash. I think we got 4 linebackers that all can play football at the next level. Maybe not Power 5 D1, but definitely play football at the next level.
That's great. Great news. First game for the Raiders, August 20th. Against Bleckley County. Should be a fun start of the season. We'll talk about the offense of the Raiders in our next report. Coach Kagan Mclean back in the Coach's Corner now to talk about the offense for the West Lawrence Raiders. You guys scored 20 points per game last year. You had a lot of people to replace in the previous year. This year you have a quarterback competition. Bradley Wilson is your main quarterback. He graduated. So what do you have coming into camp here, Coach, to deal with at quarterback?
Yeah, we got a couple guys that I think can get the job done for us. We've got a Gunnar Jeffers, a senior that can play quarterback and wide receiver for us. We've got Jace Thompson, who got some reps last year as a number 2. I think he could jump in at any time and be the starter as well. He's also repping at some outside linebacker and some wide receiver too. So whichever one of those guys doesn't win, they're going to be playing somewhere else. But either one of those guys are very capable of running our offense. We have complete confidence in both of them. One of them's going to have the job and one of them's going to do something else. But either one, we feel good about leading our offense.
You also have a returning running back who had 784 yards for you, Kadarian Hickman, and some offensive linemen. So you've got some weapons on offense to do some damage this year, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think our identity is probably going to be a little different than it has been in the last couple of years. I think we're going to be a physical team up front. We're going to have to run the ball to be good. I think we've got a stable of good running backs in Kadarian Hickman, Evan Guyton, Tyshawn Clark, Zane Golphin, several guys we can hand the ball to that can get it done. We're good up front. We got 4 of our 5 starting offensive linemen back. We're not huge up there, but we got some kids that are gritty and nasty and get after it. So if we can run the ball, we'll be a successful football team on offense. If we can't, then we're going to have some issues. So we really tried to hang our hat on being strong, being tough, and getting downhill.
Compared to a year ago when the Raiders lost so many players from that great 2019, there are a lot of starters coming back, 7 on offense and on defense. So could be higher expectations for the Raiders this year. Coach, first game on the 20th of August against Bleckley County. Should be a fun one. Thank you so much, as always, for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck to you this year.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.